sold?
The house. Um,
Yes.
oh, the house. Yeah, the house on Main Street. Um, we, I believe we took that one off the market last week. Um, not really looking to sell right now.
When will you be looking? Well, when will you be looking to hire the right agent for the job to sell?
Uh, Definitely not now. I don't think that we're ready to put the home back on the market quite yet.
Do you still need to sell the house?
No, we don't need to sell it.
Oh, I see. Fantastic. So, well, we specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time, right? And I was hoping you'd be free to probably get together for about 15 minutes or so to talk about why your house didn't sell and and what needs to happen in order for it to sell at this point.
Uh, no, I don't. I'm like I said, I don't think we're ready uh to do anything right now. We're just trying to get over the winter, and the kids are they're on break right now, and they're home. So,
Why did you first put your home on the market?
um, we needed to get more room in this house. The kids are here. We've got four kids, and we're just really looking to get more house. We only have four bedrooms, and the one of them now. My daughter's a teenager, and I have twins, and they're tired of sharing the same room, and we don't have a basement or any really place to hang out. So we need more room, really. But I just don't think that now is a good time for us to be doing it.
I see. Why do you think that your home didn't sell?
Um, I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. I understand. Okay. Like I said, right. Let me tell you this, right. I'm like I said, I'm calling because we're experts in selling homes that was that has been listed before, but has not been sold. Like, like I said, we do show. I can. I want to show you how we do things differently here in the Casbaro team. We do have aggressive plans in marketing your home to make sure that it's sold in no time. That includes professional photography of your home and cold calling potential buyers and many more. Our agents is ready to walk you through the process of selling your existing house for top dollar. So what do you think about that?
I mean, how much could you sell it for? Um, that's what I'm more curious about because if we're gonna put it back on the market,
That's a great question. I'm an assistant on the team and I will have one of our agents create a market analysis and call you.
okay,
Or the one that would be visiting you, give you all the information.
okay. Well, we definitely don't want anybody visiting. Like I said, it's we're just getting over some of the holidays and the weather's a little crazy, so I just don't think it's best to show really.
I see. I mean, what are the circumstances that you will enable you to sell?
Um, Price is important to us, uh, and probably time. Like I said, we need to wait until the market gets better because we didn't have a lot of showings last time we had it listed with Harry Norman Realtors, and there just wasn't a lot of stuff happening, and the agent wasn't great, so I'm not too happy with that either. Um,
How did you go about choosing the last agent you listed with?
Actually, my wife chose her. It was a friend, um, and we just decided to give her a shot. She was a little bit older and she had some experience. She's been doing real estate for 30 years, but it just didn't happen. So I'm assuming it's just the market.
Right. I'm sure that your agent worked really hard to get your home sold, right? I bet they everything they know how to do to get it sold. Won't you agree?
Yeah.
And yet it just didn't happen. You know, I am convinced it's not for a lack of effort. It's more likely in the approach. You simply need a different approach. That's exactly why we need to get together.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I might have to run it past my wife before we do anything.
Okay, I can really appreciate that. It sounds like you want to make sure your spouse is part of all the decisions making, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, her and I make all our decisions together, and we've been together for 25 years now, and uh,
Congratulations.
yeah,
It can
we
be tough.
there are days, yes.
And if you were, okay, fantastic. And if you were to both meet with agents in the future, would that be on a weekend or weekdays anyway?
Uh, it almost
Afternoons or the evening?
it would almost have to be. Let me think. Our schedule with the kids probably would have to be in the evening. Um, most likely during the week, because I think we're usually running around with their sports and games on the weekend. So yeah, it'd probably have to be after work during the week if we did anything. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it sounds like the best time to for us to all to get together is, I don't know, Saturday.
No, not on the weekends. Because
Not
we
on
got
weekends.
the
I'm sorry.
sports. Yeah. We would
I'm
have.
sorry. It would be during the week, right?
Yeah, yeah, the week.
No, after 5, I guess, right?
Um, yeah, Trish gets off at 3. And I'm usually home. Sometimes I get home late. It's 6, 7 o'clock. Do you guys work that late?
So it would be like after you said you get off at 3 and your wife get off at after 5, right?
Uh, uh, Opposite. Yeah, I get off after sometimes between 6 and 7.
Okay, since it sounds like you're pretty busy and I know my schedule fills up fast, I'd like to go ahead and pencil time for us to meet then. I'm going to send you my contact information and a confirmation for the meeting so you can talk with your spouse, and if it doesn't work, we can reschedule. Fair enough?
Um, I mean, we're not looking to sign anything. So, if
I
we were
understand.
to set a time, like I said, we're not probably moving for a little while.
I see. Like I said, we could get together. We can show you all the information, and then you can decide from where we go next.
Okay.
Okay, Jim, I'm stuck right there
It's okay.
now.
I'm throwing a lot of curveballs at you.
I
Um,
know, I know, and I appreciate it. At least you're making me try to read and analyze all this information so I can.
right. If I go easy on you, it's going to be hard on the phone. If I go hard on you, you're going to have an easy time on the phone.
No, I appreciate you going hard. I do appreciate that. So,
Yeah. But at this point, Marco, if it's kind of like, I don't really know that that's an objection, or he's kind of just saying the same thing over and over again, and I've gone through my scripts.
hmm
What I usually like to do is, in the objection handlers, if they're kind of getting wishy-washy and
hmm
you're having a hard time setting the appointment, like they keep dodging time, right? But they're kind of ready, like you almost got them. What I usually like to do, and this is in number 15, Marco, in the objection, we're taking it off the market. We've decided to stay. I always try to have one or two different ways, at least, of asking the same question until eventually they say what the truth is. And that's anything in sales. I mean, if you say, "Hey, would you like to buy a car?" and you're sitting right in front of a car that you're looking at for 2 hours, you sat in it, you're playing around with it, you got a briefcase of cash, you look like you're ready to buy the car, And salesperson comes up to you and goes, "Hey, so what do you like about this car?" I'm just browsing. Oh, okay. So what do you do at this point? You basically rephrase the question. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like you're totally browsing. So listen, um, these babies are going pretty quickly. Like, how soon do you need to get into a car? Well, I don't know. I mean, probably as soon as possible. Like, I kind of came in here ready to look, but just not sure about this model. Gotcha. Well, what specifically is holding you back on this model? This is a great one. Whatever you need to do to rephrase the question. So, this guy, you have a seller right now, Marco, where he's like open to meeting with you, doesn't really want to do the whole appointment thing right now. Um, I would ask him, really for me, my personality is to be more blunt. So I would specifically ask him, like, so, Jim, that's cool. I totally get it. I know I called you, kind of out of the blue, and you probably weren't expecting my phone call. You're busy, I'm busy. Listen, if we bought you a buyer, right, and they had a cash offer and they wanted to close in less than 30 days, would you accept that offer if it was full price for what you wanted? I mean, I don't know. I have to talk to my wife. Okay. Would you consider that? Yeah, maybe if we got what we wanted for it. Cool. That's exactly why we need to meet. That could happen. And I know it's like kind of this weird time and there's some things that you're kind of telling me that you want to wait, but and then this is where I kind of add in the script on the opportunity cost. Or what you could do is start just tying in some of these other objection handlers. So on number 21, Marco, so if you kind of get him in that conversation where it's like, yeah, we're considering it and it's going to be a couple months, or let me just wait until I get through the holidays. Gotcha. Listen, I totally get that, Jim. Honestly, out of curiosity, what do you think is going to happen in between now and a couple weeks from now different that'll actually make your home sell?
I got you.
Or, out of curiosity, what are some things that you've considered that make you decide to sell around that date? Or, Jim, tell me why that's important to you, because I definitely don't want to bug you. Um, but why are you trying to wait a couple weeks? Is there something specific that would be a benefit in you doing that? Well, it's really just the kids. Like, we have no time. Okay, gotcha. If we could get you time because we're handling all of the stuff in the transaction, for marketing the property, and we have a really awesome marketing plan. We got interior photos, we do staging, we're going to market the property all over the place. If we did all the work and you could focus on your family and not having to focus on getting the home sold, I mean, would you at least consider interviewing us now before the market changes in the next couple weeks? I don't know, maybe. Okay, great. When's a good time for us to get together and talk about that? I gotta talk to my wife first. That's totally cool. I get it. You guys want to be both part of the decision, right? Yeah, been married, like I said, 25 years. I know how that goes. Trust me, I get it. Um, let's do this. I'm assuming, your wife and you, if you're going to meet with someone in the future, let's say both of you need to talk to an agent, or anybody about the house. When would you have time to do that where I can get both of you? Well, it'd have to be in the evenings because the kids have school on Saturday or during the week, and it's crazy, and we both work, and the weekends are sports and practice and everything else. Okay, cool. So afternoons during the week, pretty much like evenings, right? Yeah, I usually get out of work around 6. Cool. We'll work around your schedule. Listen, in fact, I actually have Jim's schedule up. He typically doesn't like to work more than 7. And the reason I said Jim is actually we're part of a team. So I didn't touch on a lot of the benefits of why using us is really great for you. It's more about figuring out if we really can help you. And we definitely want to do that. And that's why you need to meet with us. Jim has an opening at 6. I know that's when you said you get home. So I'll pencil you in for 7. And then that way, let's do it. Today's Thursday. How about Monday, Jim? And then that way you can talk to your wife over the weekend. make sure this is something you guys have a chance to discuss. And then that way we'll call you before we head out. And if we need to change it for whatever reason, we can definitely go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and lock it in for Monday at 7. I'll put you on the calendar, and I'll shoot you an email with our contact information right when we hang up. And that way you have all of our contact info. You can research us, and if you do need to change anything, certainly let us know before we head out Monday at 7. How does that sound? Fine. And you can kind of wrap it up.
Gotcha.
So at that point, Marco, like if you're coming to a time in the conversation where you feel like you've asked this person over and over again and they're still saying no, but you're just not sure why, it can be a little frustrating. If that happens, you got two choices. You can either say, okay, cool, that's fine. When would be another good time for us to catch up, to talk about it? Maybe after some things slow down. You said in the next couple weeks. How about I call you the end of next week? See if anything changes for you and your family.
How far down can we schedule a meeting with you?
You can go as far as you want. I mean, there's no limit. But what ends up happening is really about after a week, they're going to forget. They're not that serious. So if someone's pushing you beyond a week to set an appointment, I don't know their time. Something's wrong. We need to figure out why they have to push it that much, unless it's a specific reason. So, Jim, what specifically is making you wait that 2 weeks? Is it something that is going on between work or family, or do you have another obligation set up? Oh, well, this week's just crazy, and then next week we're going on vacation, so that's the earliest I can do it. Oh, cool. I got it. I know you're busy. That's a legitimate reason to set something for 2 weeks out. If you get an answer like, well, I don't know, we're not sure, I need to talk about it. Okay, well, Jim, I understand. What specifically is preventing you, or what specifically is making you wait the 2 weeks? When's usually a good time to meet with your wife and you, to sit down and talk about why we can, how we can get your home sold at this point, and maybe what happened previously? Are you guys free during the weekday or the weekend? So, Marco, if you want to role play with me real quick, you can be a seller who is being dodgy, or we can we can jump back.
I'll be honest. I don't think I'm ready to be with the seller.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't know exactly how to. I'm practically. Right now you're telling me, so I'm getting ideas. So I think I would be a sucky seller if I.
Okay. That's fine. So, okay, so maybe let's kind of go through that then, Marco. So let's say you're at a conversation with the seller.
Okay.
And specifically for this conversation, we went through the questions, but I'm being hesitant, and this is kind of the reason why I'm not letting you close me right now, is I feel like there's not enough, I don't know enough about you yet, or I don't necessarily feel comfortable enough about you where I would want to meet you in person.
Okay.
So, and that's not an insult, that's just saying that we need to dig a little bit more, because
True.
For this guy, truly, we don't know why he's moving, other than what he said about him needing more room.
He said he had 4 kids.
Right. Yeah. So it's like
daughter, teenage.
So he's got
daughter.
He's got a really hectic family. Maybe this person's just tired of not having enough room. So I would use that in the conversation. I would almost stop going through my script and then specifically pick that apart. And maybe say something like, gotcha. So, Jim, it sounds like you got a lot of family in a house right now. I mean, how big is your home? Well, we got 4 bedrooms. And you have 4 kids and your wife and yourself, right? Yeah, it's not that much room. Ah, I get it. Do you guys have like a bonus room or anywhere for the kids to hang out? Or are you all just like in the main parts of your home? Oh God, it's crazy. Like I can't, she's watching TV, he's doing the homework, he's kicking the soccer ball. It's insane. And then my wife's trying to cook, and I'm exhausted. Listen, Jim, that sounds like that's crazy. um, Let me ask you a pretty blunt question then, Jim. You obviously had your home on the market previously, right, with a different agent, and to me, it just seems like, most agents do is the best they possibly can. And most of the time, it's really not a lack of effort. It's usually just in the agent's approach. And it just sounds like, you know, you just have no time and there's a lot of stuff going on with you and your family. And I get that. Trust me, I definitely don't want to be a burden to you. But if we can get you out of that house into a new home and it be really as little of a hassle as humanly possible, and we can get you what you want financially in the time frame that would be acceptable to you, would you at least consider us giving us an interview, just an interview, no obligation to list or do anything now, but meet with us now while the market's really turning and we can talk about what needs to happen to get your home sold that maybe didn't happen previously. Is there a good time for us to do that? What's your weekend look like? And then in that type of scenario, Marco, you're coming at them in a much more human way versus fantastic. We specialize in selling homes. It did sell first time, and I was hoping to see if we get there for 15 minutes. It's like, this person's frantic. He's probably got a lot of stuff going on. This guy does not have time to be aggravated with real estate people. So, what I like to do, we call it agreeing massively. You can agree with somebody, and it kind of comes off as like, oh, cool, okay, I get it. Totally understand. So, Mr. Seller. And it's like you acknowledge it and move on. Agreeing massively will often help your conversion rate in really cool ways because it allows you to connect with people a little bit more and go, man, that sounds crazy. I can't even imagine having 4 kids. I have 2 of my own and I almost want to pull my hair out. So I totally get how nuts it is. And you said you have teenage daughters, right? Yeah, I do. Oh, God, I totally get that. Listen, it sounds like you have no time for hassle, real estate agents, or anything like that. But honestly, let me ask you this then, Jim. If you continue going the same way that you're going right now, and you don't change anything, you don't have an agent who really knows what they're doing talk to you about how to get you out of the situation, how much longer are you willing to spend being uncomfortable where you are right now versus in a new home with enough room to have some space for you and your family? Oh, well, geez, I don't know. I mean, I would love to do that. Cool. Honestly, Jim, we'd love to help you. And quite frankly, I know you're super busy. I know it's hard with the kids, but when would be a good time for us to sit down and talk about that? Because what I don't want to happen is for you to not still have all the time that you don't have right now. Some other agent calls you, you guys are getting desperate, and in a panic, you hire a weak agent at a weak moment. So, when can we show you how we get homes sold? What we do differently in our approach. It typically only takes a couple minutes because we know you're busy, we're busy, we get it. When's a good time for us to sit down and talk to you and your wife about that? How does Saturday afternoon sound? All right. I mean, I guess I'll talk to her about it. Cool. You need to talk to your wife. That's fine. Let me just pencil you in then, Jim, because it sounds like things are crazy. I'll email you our contact information. Before we head out, we'll call to confirm the appointment. Give you some time to talk to your wife about this because I know I just called you, and she wants to be part of that decision. And if we need to change anything, you'll have all of our contact information when we hang up. Does that sound fair? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, seems like this is the only way, huh? Yeah, it really is, Jim, because honestly, we're in the business of helping people. And to me, you guys need to get out of that house and into a bigger place. And we can definitely help you do that. So let's have Jim come over. He's our specialist. You guys can talk strategy and numbers. And then, it's our job to make sure we can help you. Does that sound cool? Yeah, that's fine. All right, I gotta get going. The kids are in the shower, and I gotta give them their bath before I get to bed. Cool, that's fine, Jim. Listen, I'll pencil you in at 7. Real quick before you leave, what's a good email address? I'll send you our contact info. Okay, it's stressedouthomeseller.com. Cool, got it. I'll send you our contact information. Have a great night, Jim. And so,
Tim, I got a question. Just one question for you.
sure.
How long am I gonna take so I can get as good as you?
This is taking me years. So,
Oh gosh.
no, no, no. Honestly, I mean, you'll figure it out pretty quick, Mark. I mean, the most important thing is if you don't know what you're doing, don't do what you think is right. Do what's on the script. Once you have enough experience in your belt and you can pull from different scripts, and I can talk to you in any state of mind about real estate and probably get the appointment if I don't have any script in front of me because I've internalized so many different parts of different scripts that I can just kind of naturally get it to come together. But,
True.
you know, this script is specific for sellers to get them an appointment with an expired or withdrawn. So I would take the elements that help make you better, but truly master this first. So, um, in this case, honestly, Marco, I agree massively that I don't change. So if I get someone on the phone, I don't try to quickly, glaze by them, especially when I'm starting off and I don't know my scripts too well. I almost look for ways to build rapport instead of going on the script. So, if you're on the phone and someone's like, "Oh, hey, hello? Oh, hi, is this Jim? Yeah, this is Jim. What's going on? Oh, hey, Jim, I was actually just calling because I noticed your home came off the market and I was curious to see if you sold it or if it's actually still available." But no, we took it off the market. Um, Honey, stop. Hold on one second. Just stop doing that right now. Just sit down. Sorry. Yeah, the kids are going crazy right now. But we didn't sell that home. We're probably gonna wait. Now, if that's the type of call that starts off in the beginning, I'm gonna immediately know that this person's in a super big rush and he does not have time right now to talk to me.
True.
So, not that I'm a scripts master, but I truly try to pay attention to people's situation on the phone, and then I'll look for excuses to try to relate to them. And this is where your rapport building skills are going to come in handy, Marco. So, in that instance, if automatically I can sense that they're kind of stressed out, or they're really not in the mood, or have a lot of time to talk about getting an appointment in real estate, that's fine. My mentality is still, I need to talk to you because I need to help you. And the more worse your situation is, the more frantic you are, the more you have to meet with us because that's probably not going to change. And you need to get as much off your plate as possible. So I try to convey that part through the script and me talking with them. So, you know, not that I'm the best converter, but usually, even if I don't get them on that first phone call, they know that I'm a human being and not necessarily a real estate agent. So I know something about them that I can use to either push them away from pain or bring them into pleasure. So if you got someone who's like, I can't list right now, I don't have the time, or, all the people want to show the house, it takes so much energy, that's cool. In fact, Mr. Seller, I've heard the phrase, and I think Albert Einstein even said this, doing the same thing over and over again, the same way, and expecting a different result is a definition of insanity. So let me ask you just a really tough question, but I think is because I want you to know I care. What are you going to do differently between now and the time that you want to get the home sold? That's really going to make any much of a difference. Oh, well, Jesus, man, I don't know. I mean, well, Jim, listen, I get that. That's exactly why we need to meet. Because honestly, I was calling you because we specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. I know that you probably are in just a total state of chaos right now. I get it. It sounds like you need time with your family. And we want to help you. And we want to talk about what it takes to get your home sold at this point that maybe didn't happen the first time around. So, when can I just borrow 15 minutes of your time? We'll have one of our specialists come out, talk to you real quick about what needs to happen. No obligation on your end. Are weekdays or weekends better?